The grass rolls like heat haze smoke, and pounding footsteps rip open the quiet on the dry plain. In the swirl of pursuit, the hyena appears as a field commander, not a follower. It reads the wind, locks the route, and assigns roles in smooth coordination. A perfectly timed burst of speed, a rasping laugh, a declaration of control across the sea of grass. In a place where a single mistake means vanishing from sight, who truly holds the key to survival? Muscle endurance or a mind that knows when to wait? Across Africa and parts of Asia, hyenas belong to the Hyenidae family, which includes 4 species: the spotted, brown, striped hyenas, and the aardwolf. Among them, the spotted hyena, Crocuta crocuta, stands as the largest and most dominant. An adult can weigh over 140 pounds, built with solid muscle and jaws powerful enough to crush large bones in seconds. The brown and striped hyenas, by contrast, lead more solitary lives or travel in small groups, relying on their keen sense of smell and covering up to 25 miles each night in search of food. Their greatest difference lies in society. The spotted hyena is a master of organization, living within a matriarchal hierarchy where females lead and defend the clan. Despite the label of scavenger, over 60% of their diet comes from active hunts, a reminder that their survival depends not on luck, but on strategies refined through millions of years of evolution. On the Serengeti, wildebeest herds pour forward like a river of muscle. Each year, the count reaches into the millions, crossing more than 1,000 miles of wind-swept grass and red dust. An adult weighs 400 to 600 pounds, with durable legs, a keen sense of smell, and a habit of holding tight formation. Endurance is the shield, but those sudden, razor-sharp turns are the blade that helps them escape. When a gap opens, the spotted hyena chooses the least energy-costly option, seizing the moment with a calf. Most of the response comes from the mother, often not enough to turn the tide. Cut the corner, surge, lean in, gain control quickly, then fade into the tall grass. The migrating column closes ranks, and the journey carries on as if never broken. With an adult, the chessboard changes. Mass and momentum push the hyenas to call in teammates for a swift, safer resolution. From a few hundred yards out, roles are clear: scout, flanker, rear guard. A relay-style tactic shortens the pursuit. The opener is not necessarily the finisher, so energy is shared across the clan. Once the target is edged away from the main flow and starts to lose pace, the circle tightens neatly. The chase ends without fanfare. In ecological terms, it works like a pressure valve for the grasslands. That cooperation is a foundation of survival within nature's order. Topi antelopes are famed for vigilance. They prefer high ground as a watch post, eyes sweeping in all directions, small, agile formations with zigzag cuts like a zed. An adult often weighs over 200 pounds. Lyre-shaped curved horns serve as the final barrier when pressure closes in. After a full graze, topi often rest on low grass. Breathing slows, alertness dips. The hyena chooses that moment. It locks onto the topi's hindquarters, applying body weight, keeping leverage, limiting head tosses and horn moves. Even if the target springs up and counters, every change of direction costs energy. The hyena doesn't need maximum speed. It keeps steady pressure, wearing down stamina beat by beat. When the topi slips, just a single missed step, the hyena shifts instantly, moving into a controlled hold to finish neatly and quietly. Dusk settles, and the grass trembles softly as teammates approach. When the target is a calf, the tension doubles. Powerful horn pushes from the topi parents make the hyena cautious in its approach. The hyena avoids a head-on clash. It threads through openings, cuts the corner to draw the calf out of the shield, then slips back half a beat to evade. Each bump stings, but the endurance of this lone hunter is unusually durable. As the parents tire, the target gradually slips from protection. On the evening plain, success belongs to timing and persistence. The grassland returns to a slower rhythm, as if it never surged. On the African savannah, the Cape buffalo, tipping the scales at over 1,500 pounds, with crescent-shaped horns, stands among the toughest opponents of all. Yet for the hyena, brute strength is only part of the equation. Strategy and discipline define the real edge. While some individuals may hunt alone, the familiar pattern is teamwork, a complex social network rarely seen among predators. Here, the females take the lead, assigning chasers, blockers, and decoys in precise rhythm. Data from the Serengeti show that when united, their success rate against buffalo can exceed 70%, nearly double that of solo hunts. This tight coordination turns hyenas into the command unit of the tall grass plains. No show of force, only perfect timing. The pursuit ends not through raw power, but through endurance and precise rolls, as the giant slowly loses ground and fades from sight. Hyenas are not only hunters, they are symbols of adaptation, able to make use of every opening nature offers. When noon light stretches across the dry ground, they don't rest. They quietly follow faint winds that carry the scent of a meal abandoned the night before. For a hyena, it isn't leftovers, it's stored energy waiting to be unlocked. Their bite force can exceed 1,000 pounds per square inch, stronger than a lion's, powerful enough to break through large, dense bones and reach the fat-rich marrow. Their digestive system works like a biological lab. Strong stomach acids can process hide, tendons, and even bone, turning what most animals ignore into reliable nutrition. With an exceptionally sharp sense of smell, they can detect the trace of decay from more than 2 miles away. They arrive not only to feed, but to clear what remains at the end of the food chain. Each time they do, the grassland grows safer, as potential sources of illness have less chance to spread. In nature's hard cycle, the hyena proves that life never wastes itself. It turns remnants into renewal, showing that even at the edge of endings, there is room for order, for balance, and for life to continue. The leopard, an icon of grace and speed, often moves alone, using shade and wind to approach its target. After a successful hunt, it drags its prize high into a tree, a place seemingly safe from all threats. But on the savannah's edge, where the scent of fresh meat drifts easily through the air, the clever night wanderer has already begun to move. The hyena hunts not with haste, but with time and scent. No sound, only eyes and strategy. When the leopard pauses to rest or briefly leaves its perch, the hyenas seize their moment. It isn't speed that makes them formidable, but endurance and coordination. Their powerful jaws and flexible bodies allow them to persist until their rival yields. On the ground, the grass bends with the motion of the clan. Above, the leopard can only watch in silence. This confrontation rarely ends in raw violence. It resolves through instinctive surrender. The solitary hunter retreats. The pack claims what remains. It is nature's timeless lesson. Strength lies not only in claws and teeth, but in the power to cooperate and preserve order amid chaos. Under the sunlit expanse of the African grasslands, the lion moves like a living emblem of power. At the top of the food chain, the lion stands at a summit. There are no enemies, only counterbalances. The hyena, more practical and cautious, understands that boundary well. It usually keeps its distance, watching from afar, approaching only when a pride of lionesses has finished a hunt or when a young individual is briefly separated. Its instinct is not recklessness, but strategy. Reading space, listening for sound, gauging the wind. When risk rises beyond a safe threshold, it withdraws as quickly as it arrived, leaving no trace. Even so, a lasting tension exists between the two species, a contest not only over food, but over ecological standing. Lions do not need hyenas as prey, yet they still suppress them as a way to assert territorial control. Studies in Etosha, Namibia, note that more than 70% of hyena mortality in the area is associated with lions, a figure that speaks more clearly than any roar about the uncompromising competition between these two forces of the savannah. And yet, nature's cycle preserves a delicate balance. The lion's raw strength is countered by the hyena's endurance and intelligence. One side is power, the other is strategy, both existing together to maintain the enduring order of the sun-scorched plains. Across the endless savannah, where moonlight drifts over the moving grass, the hyena continues its unending journey. Sometimes a hunter, sometimes a cleaner, but always an essential link in nature's rhythm. Each step, each call through the night, echoes a reminder of the planet's fragile yet enduring balance. If you believe every creature holds a purpose in the great cycle of life, leave a like and subscribe to join the ongoing journey through the wild. Because out there, nature's story is still being written. One breath, one footprint at a time across the Golden Plains.